So as you've probably seen, I'm building an agentic framework similar to OpenClaw, but with some extra features from Claude Code and optimized for hackers, programmers, and roboticists. I'm documenting the entire build here on YouTube. In this episode, I'll be covering the roadmap, phases 1 and 2, and the bugs I've hit along the way. This project is divided into 9 phases and is written in Python. Phase 1 covered the bare bones like the core runtime files as well as the model deployer and basic interaction between the AI and the user system. Phase 2 allowed the AI to use basic tools such as Nmap. Phase 3 and 4 will involve integrating the Tor browser via the Brave API and Chromium, as well as adding persistent memory across chats. 5 is all about messaging apps. This is how the user will talk to the AI through Telegram, Discord, or even Session, and if I can figure out how to integrate it, because Session, as far as I know, does not have an API. Phase 6 expands on Phase 2 and adds more security tools like Wapalizer. Phase 7 adds multi-model processes. Phase 8 is hardware compatibility. This means letting the AI interact with robotic components or devices on the user's network. And finally, Phase 9 is expansion, making this tool better and better based on community feedback and support. Right now, I have completed phases 1 and 2. At the end of phase 1, an AI model using Mapache could run a few basic commands like who am I and list the files in the current directory. Let me demonstrate. So to run all this, first you have to make sure everything's saved, and then you have to make sure Olama is running. All you have to do is Olam serve. And yep, it started up successfully. Now we go over here. And run, this command. We're using Qwen 3.535b as our model here. It's an open source model. You can get it on Olama. So here we go. Just to note, I am filming this after I kind of started phase 3 because I got really impatient, but I'm not going to write that into the script, and that'll be video in the future. So now we can run the command -tools to see all the tools it has. And yep, it does have all of these tools, which is good. Now to ensure everything is working, let's run who am I. It is very slow, so I'll come back in one moment. And it got that correct. It says I am Clef, and it took 2 iterations, so we know that this is all good. Now we're gonna ask it to list the files in the current directory. So we're gonna ask it to list the files in the current directory. Sorry, I'm a very slow typer. I'm typing with one hand. I'm holding my microphone right now. And that worked. It successfully listed all of the directories in this folder, which is amazing. Now, the only downside with Mapache and its file reading, some things I haven't integrated yet, but will probably be integrated in future phases, is code-based awareness. Mapache has no concept of the working directory or project context. It can run dir, but it doesn't proactively understand what it's looking at. So that will be fixed in a future phase, probably even as soon as next video. Some issues that I ran into while making this was, first, the AI model started to hallucinate files that were not actually in the directory. This was fixed by changing specific instructions in the system prompt and using a model with slightly more parameters. So instead of using 14b, I started to use 35b. Then it started saying it would not print the files in the directory due to security reasons. Obviously, I was not taking that as an answer, and another tweak of the system prompt eliminated the bug. Phase 2's end goal was to have the AI find the user's IP address and execute network scans with Nmap. To test if this works, first let's have it find my IP address. So what is my IP? Go, and perfect. It was able to pull my IP address by running ipconfig. I do really want to improve the speed because this did take like 7 minutes, and that's absurd. Now we're gonna try running an Nmap scan. So for simplicity, we're just gonna have it scan scanme.nmap.org, which is the site that your allow it to scan when you have nmap. I couldn't think of anything else to scan. So let's see if that works. And that appears to have been successful. So it was able to scan that site and it pulled back a few ports and stuff. I do have to say that with this phase, there weren't any major hiccups with nmap, but when it tried to find my IP address, it wouldn't actually give it to me, or find devices on my network, it wouldn't list them because it thought it was like a security hazard. So again, just by tweaking the system prompt, it was able to do all those things. Right now, all the stuff is pretty basic and still in the works. But on that note, next video is going to be covering phases 3 and 4, which are browser integration and advanced memory. Also, anything that I decide to throw in there, because I'm gonna get carried away. It will probably release like the new video probably a couple weeks from now, because I have state testing, and if you know anything about that, it's absolutely terrible. But if you'd like to support this project, please do consider subscribing. Remember, I will be bringing back the Discord server at 1,000 subs. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.